I think we can do better than that. She's been such an amazing, wonderful woman.
Well, a lot of us will be wondering, why is Lagos getting it so right? I can assure you that the governor, Mr. Governor, is surrounded by experts and professionals putting the right pens in the right holes. We also have in our midst this morning the senior special assistant to Mr. Governor on housing. Please welcome with me, Estate Surveyor Ayodeji Agbodu. A round of applause for him. I'll do more introductions later because I want us to kickstart the panel discussion. So we'll call up our panelists. May I also invite Dr. Harrison Agboifo, the Group Managing Director, Landmark Group. I'd also like to invite to this side of the hall, Engineer Larry Akishola, the MDCU Roots Assets. We also have Architect Emmanuel Faluye, the Director of Green Building Council of Nigeria. And the moderator for this session is Dr. Emmanuel Apikwe. Please a round of applause. Affordable housing and sustainable design. My brain is doing some calculations. Can I afford the design that is in my brain? I think that's one of the things I would like to do this morning. So, Dr. Emmanuel Apikwe. Incidentally, I sat at his stand yesterday as a billionaire. I told you about being a billionaire. It's not easy. I needed some privacy so as to attend to fellow billionaires yesterday, so I sat at the billionaires realtors stand. He is the MD CEO of that group. He is the president of that group. So we elected him as our president of the Billionaires Club. So,
good morning, everyone. Good morning, my fellow panelists. Without wasting much of our time, I'd like us to move into this section because I understand that we have a whole lot to discuss today. As stakeholder within the beauty industry, today we're going to be putting our thoughts together on affordable housing and sustainable designs, balancing cost and environmental goals. And as we all understand that for us to be able to further reduce the housing deficit that we're currently experiencing due to the increase in our population, we need to have more affordable housing built. And this will lead me to my first question. So I'm going to throw it to the house. So is affordable housing, is it really affordable in today's Nigerian economy?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Larry. There is a house for every pocket. So I would say, yes, there are still affordable houses.
Mr. Collins?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Collins, the CEO of Quality Development. So I would say that yes, there is affordable housing because if you look at back in the days when our forefathers were living, most of the materials they used to be locally produced. So if we can go back to that time and find out how they build their houses then, I can see members of houses that were built like 100 years ago, that's starting to today. We would locally produce materials. So as long as you are willing to go back to sorting out locally made materials to build, you can have affordable housing.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. So again, when we have this kind of contest and conversation, the question should be, what, maybe beyond English word, what can we do that can call affordable? Reasonably, theoretically, you are meant to spend just about 30% of your earning on your housing provision, 40K. In 20 years of the lifespan you can afford. So when we start getting to deeper conversation, then we can start identifying the issues and possibilities around us. Maybe not everybody is meant to be in Lagos, maybe not everybody is meant to be in Abuja, maybe not everybody is meant to be in Port. So in my town, my own village, somewhere in Osun State, with the 240K times 10, 21 million, you can build your own reasonable house with some bamboo. So if you are discussing about affordable housing, it's what is meant to be. Everybody is meant to be able to stay where their pocket can afford. But where the opportunities are the accommodation there really or really affordable? And again, with the challenges that are ahead of us and before us, housing provision, in instances where we have been provided that is affordable, so what role are the stakeholders playing? I'm a businessman, I don't care about where you came from, that village or town. Housing provision in every single time that we can ever call affordable, the vibrant society has some sort of intervention. And again, let's not ask questions. If we say everybody cannot afford those houses in Lagos, should be Lagos, and I do my car, and I do my kids, and I do something. So we need, it's meant to be a society of everyone. But how do we then strike the balance to give everybody what their 30% or 40% anyone can afford without actually opening up to society? And of course, ultimately, one of the things I said to myself is that this is what we call this how do we define what a life of a man should look like? I mean, we shouldn't just take what we see in the slums of Lekki as a standard. Reasonably, what is really reasonable for someone to do? So ultimately, in conclusion, I would say that affordable housing, yes, it should be something everybody can afford, but how can this be? If there are no supports that are either non-economically inclined or that are not social. Hence, without these contests, I really don't see what we are very affordable in major cities of Nigeria. Thank you.
The economic war that we all find ourselves the past 2 years, well, that won't make us close our shops. We have to look inward and see what can we do. What we did in our own organization is to go on a roundtable with our off-takers. Listen, we know that you need houses and we're ready to provide it, but it cannot be business as usual. So we started talking to them on different level of finishing. Because that's the ultimate. Do you know that it costs more to develop at Ipaja compared to Surulere because of infrastructure? You get sharp sand at Surulere for about 250,000 for a 30 tonner. But at Ipaja, it's almost close to 320. So we know we cannot jeopardize technology by reducing costs to build the framework of the building. But finishing, we look inward and start offering them rubber tiles. We start saying that you do not need to have a suit in all your rooms, like toilets. Just 1 bath and 2 toilets, toilet for the guests, and this has reduced our cost a lot. And we have been able to continue with, sales of properties of we are not doing an exponential increase of our sales. When you relate it to inflation today, like 2-3 years ago, bag of cement we all know was about 4,500. Now we are tending towards 10,000 naira. But for us to maintain that level, which is sustainability, to maintain the cost, not increasing as inflation is increasing, we have to now cut our clothes according to the material, not according to the size. Thank you.
When it comes to that, for example, one of the problems cost case to is getting land. Right, so I believe that if the government, if the government can subsidize land for developers, it will make it easier for them to build affordable houses. For example, we all know the cost of getting allocation from Lagos State. So after going through that process and spending so much to get the land you want to build, and of course you still need to think about your profit. So if we can have more partnership with the government whereby they can allocate land to us while we build, it will make it easier for us to have more affordable houses. Then, for example, what we are doing in Ekpe, we have 2-bedroom bungalows that we're building. So the reason why we went to Ekpe is because we looked at what is happening around Lekki houses and all that. We found out that for you to get a 2-bedroom in Lekki, for example, even Aja, you need to spend 60, 70, 100 million, in some cases 200 million plus. But if we can start looking at outskirts of Lagos, as long as there is means of transportation to those remote areas, and as long as the government is providing access roads and easy access to places that are built out of town, it will make it easier for the developers to move to places that I know the land is less expensive and develop houses for people to buy them cheaper than having to live, cheaper than what is happening in town. So if the government invests more in developing remote areas and also subsidizing land for some people also have money to develop, not to give them land and just keep them. So if a developer comes and says, we want to develop, we can't develop, please give us land, let us develop low-cost houses for civil servants or for medium-income earners. That will help in providing more and more affordable houses for people.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. I think this one is an appeal to the government agencies and the regulators. We cannot be talking about affordability without collaborating together with the government agencies to see how we can bring in infrastructures to places where we have affordable land, and also getting title perfections, right, to these properties, as well as building approvals and the likes.
Electric, and the blue line runs from Marina to Maltube Phase 1. The whole idea is to generally push more to the green and whatever. And then our green line also, it's actually going to be electric. The only one that is fossil fuel as we speak is the red line, and that's deliberate because we are co-sharing the track with NRC. Emphasis on public transport and active travel. promoting compact, livable and communities that reduce travel demand, smart and resilient future planning. What is the goal actually? Our goals are those. We want to ensure that 52% of the buses should be electric by 2040. Only 2% of all trips should be taken by privately owned cars. Increase rail mode to 30% of all trips. I did mention that our on rail we're doing 1% of what should be doing. The plan is we should be able to push that to 30%, which is why we're now working seriously on our rails. We've done the blue, we've done the red, we're on the green and the purple. Diversified types of fuel used in freight vehicles by increasing the use of biodiesels and other alternatives. I can tell you that beyond the CNG, there are also biogases that we're having discussions around with the Swedish people. It's just to create options of fueling that is outside of fossil fuel to ensure that we create the rather resilient state that we're looking at.
I also clap here, but don't dismiss me. When I say clap, clap. A is one that's also turning Sule around and making sure Sule is safe. 247. Please, with a resounding applause. Honorable Suleiman Babelisi, Executive Chairman, Sule Local Government. Make some noise! Yes, I'm a Sule boy, proudly speak to you. I'd like to also welcome Mr. Oladilola, the Emmanuel GM, Lagos State Waterways Authority. You're welcome, sir. Down there. Sorry? Oh, why did you sit there? I thought you were somewhere. That's not the waterway, that's a chairway. I also would like to acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Titilayo Oshe, Special Assistant to the Governor on Climate Change and Circular Economy. You're welcome, madam. Special Advisor. No vex. I don't say good after that, I'm sorry. Special Advisor, you're welcome.
Are you going? I don't pick already.
Magami, it's your turn.
Thank God is sharing that he's doing all that. Otherwise, my case would have been taken by the school on Monday. When I said we have a sophisticated MCO government in Lagos, you saw the presentation. I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. I'm not going to say anything about Sule. Shegun is from Badagry. I was born in Isaleko. I went to government demonstration school, which houses so many schools now. And I also went to Bashuna High School. I lived at Rotimi Square with my grandmother. So I'm so very well. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Commissioner spoke about intermodal transportation. Yesterday I came by road from Ikorodu, Igbogo, Bayoko Local Council Development Area, Ofinle. I left home at 5 a.m. I got here by 8:30 in the morning. This morning I said, Larry, you are too young to go now. You must go through another mode of transportation. So I got to a Bute jetty. I parked my car there and I joined one of the mode of transportation provided by Mr. Governor through his ministry. We left at 8:30 on the dot. And by 10 minutes to 9, I was already here. I said, why did you, a billionaire like you, why did you go to that stairs yesterday? Ladies and gentlemen, for the wonderful work that Lagos State government is doing, carrying over 22 million people around in Lagos, please, I think Mr. Governor deserves a big round of applause. We are taking the second paper now, and that paper will be presented by the Honorable Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Lagos State, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, who is ably represented by Town Planner Adesina Shobowale.
Members of the State Executive Councils here, permanent secretaries, the Executive Chairman, Surulere Local Government, distinguished guests, other colleagues, I don't know if it is morning or afternoon, but we are all welcome. And thank you for having me. My name is Tampana Adesina Shobowale. I am representing the Honorable Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Olumide Oluyinka. You would have loved to be here, but some other engagements, is preventing him from being here by himself. I'm sure some of us who have met him will know that he's somebody who is passionate about development planning in Lagos State. So he has asked me to, can we have it please? Topic for this morning is envisioning the future, Lagos 2050. And that's a great one because it's going to give us opportunity to peek into the future and see how we get there. And I know we all get there together as we have proposed. It's important to look at where we are coming from before we begin to look directly into the future. And I will start by letting us know that precisely in 1980, there was this plan called Lagos Metropolitan Master Plan and Lagos Regional Development Plan done under the executive, the reign of the executive governor of Lagos State then, Babajide Akonde. But along the line, when the military came in, there were challenges. Most of the recommendations of the development plans were not done. And by the time they all expired, in year 2000, there were many gaps already manifested. So, when we had the opportunity again, we quickly went into preparation of master and model city plans. And I'm sure many of us have been hearing that nomenclature of model city plan. It was just because we decided that so many districts that were recommended in the expired master plan for global order plans to be done for them that weren't done, we decided to take them along that route and begin to do development plans for them. And that is why we have model city plans today. Then of course, the areas that were not covered by the Metropolitan Master Plan, that is Badagry, Epe, Ikorodu, and Lekki, we decided to do master plans for them. And to date we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, I announce the arrival of the Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Abimbola Salo-Ile. I told you all that I brought 10 minutes to 9 this morning. I actually sat in our car outside there before I came in to start the program. That means she's been here before 9 o'clock. I think she deserves a bigger round of applause.
Between what we wanted to do at that particular time, as initiated by Wajapuni, and where we found ourselves in 1999. So today, I can tell you that we have done 4 master plans and 8 modesty plans. And I can also confirm to you that every square meter of land in Lagos State is covered by one strategic physical development plan or the other. No space is left out.
Rotimi Aloge, the FDAQ Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, I'd like to say something that is very instructive here. When she came in, I introduced her in her personal capacity. She was here yesterday. I didn't have enough time to introduce her. So I've done that this morning. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me Mr. Governor, the Governor of Lagos State, who would have loved to be with us, but has sent a very, very able and capable representative to be here this morning. Welcome once again, Barrister Abimbola Salo-Ile, the Honorable Secretary to the State Government. So I hand over to Mr. Aloge to take charge of the proceedings.
My name is Rotimi Aloge. I'm the Managing Director of AQ Tech. And welcome to all the panelists. We're looking forward to this. So, the theme of this panel or roundtable 2 is implementing sustainable technology solutions for reimagining Lagos. I think I'll start with the essay to the Governor of Climate Change and Circular Economy. Of policies that are in place or in development to integrate circular economy principles into the Lagos State industrial and urban planning processes.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable State Secretary, the Secretary for the State Government, my auntie, Mrs. Abimbola Salo, the Special Advisor on Housing, my darling sister, and the SSA, and every other person. I would like to stand on existing protocol as well. So, diving straight into it. Circular economy, in layman's term, essentially means how to be able to recycle, repurpose, reuse, reduce waste. That is efficated across every aspect of our lives.
And the various global conflicts are brought to bear is that we need more people are looking, or more countries are looking at energy independence, and they're looking at resource efficiency as well. They're also looking at their supply chain. So this all aligns with the objectives and the models for sustainable real estate and financing in terms of renewable energy technology, in terms of local material use. So it's all aligned. And to conclude, the reality is that as governments are moving towards achieving their net zero targets, as more corporates are incorporating sustainability and they have these sustainability targets as well. Sustainable real estate projects are going to be prioritized. And there's a risk for an investor that doesn't take this into account. Because what will happen is that it's something that was described as a stranded real estate assets, which means real estate assets that are not attractive anymore because from a regulatory perspective and from a demand perspective, they are obsolete. So in terms of volatility and the economic situation, yes, you have to consider some of these costs for sustainable real estate, but they are more than offsets, and there are many other additional benefits which we will delve into as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for Larry, please. So following up from Larry's conversation, Temilola, I'll come to you, right? Now, because when you talk about sustainability and you talk about the components of how it's sort of, at the first instance, the initial phase, takes up the cost, right? I know that you're working on energy certifications and all that. What kind of incentives, or I would say, how are green certification helping to push this, to take away more and get to overcome the barriers that developers are facing with sustainable?
Thank you very much, Roland, for that question. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the invitation to this program. I'm so glad to see so many people here. My name is Temilola Shonola, and as introduced, I work with the International Finance Corporation. I lead the IFC Edge Green Buildings program. So what we try to do is to ensure that developers actually see the value in green buildings, and a lot more people start building green. And what we have seen, at least in Nigeria, since we came on board in January 2020, just as soon as COVID started, we have seen quite a lot of developers taking this up. And basically on their own, without the incentives in place or without any financial incentives in place. What has actually led them to do it is more to do with what's going on in the market. A lot more of the organizations, especially international organizations, are requesting to be in a green building. And for their own strategy as well, maybe when it comes to the sustainable strategy that they have, developers also are building green to do that, to show something to them, to confirm that it's a green building. It's like going to school and finishing school, and you finish school, you don't collect your certificate from school. How do you confirm to your employer that you finished as an accountant or you finished as a lawyer? You must be able to show something. And the same thing with financial institutions. They request you that you must be able to show them something that confirms your building is green before they can let you access that building.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Please allow me to stand on existing protocols. Today we're going to be discussing a joint panel session, actually. My session, or the first session, really was about building partnerships between developers, the government, and investors for a sustainable Lagos. So we'll go right into it with some brief introductions about ourselves, what we're doing really, and the kind of plans that our
organizations have. The second topic is actually on sustainable retail finance for affordable housing, correct? Yes, so we'll just in no order particularly talk about our organizations and what we're doing. I mean, Legrand, you'll talk about, yes, your organization, what you're doing to foster these partnerships, and then you will tell us about retail housing. Real good, thank you. Gracias, yes, you tell us about the partnerships between developers and investors. That's your topic, right? Yes, so just a brief introduction about your brand, yourself, and what you're doing to foster this kind of partnerships. Does that make sense? Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wale Pole. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Gracias Global Homes and Property Limited. We are a company that's been around for over 8 years now, and we have a very extensive database of satisfied clients. We have developed housing projects, and we also have a lot of site and service projects. And one of our core value is partnership, and one of such partnerships that we've built so far is with the Lagos State government. We are a private sector developer partner with the Lagos State government, and as such, we have acquired some government allocated properties in Lagos State, and that has, of course, helped us to foster relationship with government and also build confidence with our investors and our stakeholders. So partnership has been one of the drivers of our business, and because that's one of the reasons why we're here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Blessed. I'm representing Legrand Properties Development Company Limited. Legrand Properties has been in existence since 2002, and over the years we have developed over 13 estates within the corridors of Lagos. And these estates are fully operational, and we have subscribers fully there. What we do in Legrand, one is basically partnerships, right? With the goal of providing affordable housing units for residents of Lagos, and also going ahead to partner with governments and also private investors. So through this journey, we have been able to ensure that we provide this affordable units at different form. And one of the major things that we do is that we provide subscribers with off-plan payment mode in purchasing properties. That way they know that if you have 12 months to pay for a particular property, you can actually schedule your finance model to be able to achieve that. So part of what we do right now, we are actually constructing about 2,500 housing units within the corridors of Ibeju-Lekki, which is actually in partnership with the federal government, and that is called the FNDM in Hope City. And it's to ensure that those who cannot buy the high-end properties are also able to afford the not totally low-income property, but at the same time, standard quality property that is also affordable. So that is what we are doing. Thank you.
Private partnership. My name is Kenny Delkuni. I'm the CEO of Nigeria Mortgage and Finance Company. We are actually a product of PPP, in the sense that we're birthed by the ownership of the federal government of Nigeria and some institution that it represents. and also the private sector by primary mortgage banks and commercial banks. So we are bringing the best of the government side, the best of the private sector side, to leverage on that, to tap into the capital market, to raise long-term funding. And so that's afforded us the ability to raise funding at very competitive, almost FGM rates. So we're leveraging on the guarantee of the federal government, which is the partnership with government, to borrow money and then unlend that funding that we get to the private sector to build homes. So we're a product of PPP, and we're leveraging that for the interest of the general public.